Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this presentation of Novato Project basketball here on the Crucial Baskets Network. Ready for the second game here in the East Group, the second and final game of the group stage for the Brooklyn Nets as they play host to the Toronto Raptors. This is a must-win for the Nets as Turner and Karl-Anthony Towns stand at the center circle. Ball is up. Kuzma collects, and the Nets win the tip. We're underway from Brooklyn. Kemba Walker setting things up, guarded by Ben Simmons. That's going to be a handful today. Kemba having to deal with the 6'10" Ben Simmons, the size of a power forward, but with the handles of a point guard. We haven't seen that in a long time since the likes of LeBron and Magic Johnson. And of course, Ben Simmons will hope to match that greatness. James Ennis can't convert on the shot off the block. Dylan Brooks in transition. Can't get that to fall either. Kuzma with the board. Brooklyn comes into this game coming off of a 108-87 loss to the Chicago Bulls at the United Center back on Friday. So this is absolutely a must-win game. 0-2, and you're almost certainly out of the running for the group final. And Turner, the only way to stop Towns is to hit him hard. So Towns will go to the line.
At the line for your Nets, Karl-Anthony Towns. At the line for two.
Towns at the line here, a New Jersey native. So in a way, he's playing for his hometown team. Don't tell any New Yorkers that. They definitely feel a way about Jersey people. However, with the Nets formerly playing in New Jersey, it's almost sort of his hometown team. First shot off the back of the rim and out. So still scoreless here with 11:08 remaining in the first quarter. He was not the featured player against the Bulls on Friday, but he did have actually a pretty impressive stat line, all things considered. 12 points, 11 rebounds, so he had the double-double. Also managed to dish out 5 assists and block 2 shots. So that is definitely something that Mike Malone, the head coach here for the Nets here in the Novato Project, will want out of him, just in a higher volume. He is able to come away with one of those free throw attempts, so 1-0 here early in the first quarter. Jamal Murray starting at the 2 for Toronto with Simmons at the 1. Of course, Murray is a point guard, starting point guard for the Nuggets, and will be this coming season, most likely, as Simmons is able to get the putback. So the Raptors on the board. That's our first field goal of the game. Walker pull-up jumper around the screen. Got it. 10.5 remaining here in the opening frame. Glad that you could join us here on the Crucial Baskets Network. I'm Raymond Sims. Just in case I forgot to introduce myself, here's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Definitely somebody that the Raptors are going to need a lot of production out of here in this mini tournament. He can't get the shot. Wasn't necessarily a bunny with Kuzma there to challenge him. Brooklyn ahead by 1, looking to gain more control. Walker pulls up free throw range, and Towns can't complete the putback, right into the hands of the Raptors. Simmons underneath. Murray misses, collected by Turner. Hands it off at Antetokounmpo, and the ball works its way back outside. Oh, the lead pass intercepted by Kuzma. Impressive. Underneath, Devin Booker. His first attempt goes in. (5-2). Early here in the first quarter. And Simmons able to convert. Foul is on Walker. His first of the game. But Simmons able to take it to the rack. Look at this again, and as said before, it's probably going to be a handful for Walker to deal with unless Malone chooses to switch him off. We'll find out as the game progresses. Ben Simmons finally had his rookie season last year, won Rookie of the Year honors for it. He can do everything except shoot outside of the paint. But that's definitely something that he can figure out as time goes on, or make it work for him. He's able to complete the and one. 5-5 with 9:21 remaining here in the first quarter. Walker between the circles, looking for something to open up. On the block, it's Booker. Ball rattles out into the hands of Dylan Brooks. Underneath, Antetokounmpo goes up and gets it in. And the Raptors take the lead. Both teams shooting below average from the field for now. We'll see if things ramp up as both teams finally get some balls in the basket. Towns from the elbow. Trading baskets so far. Nine, 7, 8.5 left here in the first quarter. Kemba bringing it up the floor. Oh, nice lead pass to Kuzma. Oh, and the contest is just enough for the miss. Here's Murray pushing it up the floor, but the Nets have numbers. Great job on the transition defense to slow down the tempo. Brooks in the paint. Can't score. Rebound collected by Towns. Now he's pushing it up the floor himself, but can't get past Turner. On the wing to Walker. Finds an opening, meets Turner, goes up with the contact and scores. Back and forth so far here from Brooklyn, here at the Barclays Center. Very important game here for the homestanding Nets. And, of course, the Raptors, they have another game against the Bulls before group play ends. And they want to get off on the right foot here before taking on Chicago. A win for the Raptors here will certainly eliminate the Nets from contention. And then it'll be a matter of point differential to figure things out for the group final when they play the Bulls. Antetokounmpo getting the shot up and in. 7.5 remaining here in the first quarter. Towns backing down Turner. Gets past him. Rebound Turner. Great defensive stop. Almost a one-man show on that play from Miles Turner, the man out of Texas. Simmons dove towards the basket, couldn't get the ball there. He gets it now in the corner. Ball whizzing around. In the corner, Giannis for three. Rolls in. 5-point game as the Raptors are on a 12-4 run. And definitely going to be some trouble if Giannis gets his range going. Devin Booker able to draw the foul on the drive, and that'll be Murray's first of the game. A look at Jay Triano, head coach of the Raptors here in the Novato Project, was a coach for the Raptors at a point in time. And last season, as interim coach of the Suns, he was the only Canadian coach, or has been the only Canadian coach in NBA history. For now. Maybe Bill Winnington will get a call eventually. But Jay Triano with that distinction for himself. Going to see if he can lead his home country's only NBA franchise to a victory. Meanwhile, Devin Booker led the Nets in a losing effort with 20 points. Against Chicago, they're going to need a lot out of him today. Went 0 of 3 from outside as well, which is a little surprising in itself. Then again, he did have to take on Victor Oladipo and Wesley Matthews as his defensive assignments. Missed spot-up three by Miles Turner. Pass ahead. Here's Booker. His first three-pointer of the Novato Project. Knocks it down. First made three-pointer. And he ties the game at 14. So 12-4 run for the Raptors, but the Nets were not too far behind as we reach the halfway mark of the quarter. Step back. But Giannis is thwarted by Kuzma. Ball whizzing around the court. 3 on the shot clock. This might be on Brooks here. Pulls up. That's a long 2. If it's good, it isn't. Rebound by Towns. Pushed ahead to Booker. Ahead to Walker. Stopped by Murray, and Booker will have to take care of business. And he is not able to get it to fall. Just under 6 minutes left here in the first quarter. Murray. Gonna take it to the other side of the floor. Thought he was able to come around the bend on that screen. That didn't work out. Oh, Brooks blocked. Has to get it up again. Not in time. Shot clock violation and a great defensive stop by the Nets. First set of substitutions of the game here. Malcolm Delaney coming into the game for Kemba, as well as Taj Gibson and Maurice Harkless. Towns going to work against Scalabissiere, who just entered the game. Couldn't find a path to get under the basket, and Booker misses the three. Here's Vince Carter up the floor, back with his original team. He was drafted by the Warriors in '98, but then traded to the Raptors, and the rest is history there for Air Canada. Booker to the rack, double team. So now it's on Gibson to take it inside, and he's fouled by Giannis.
Shooting for Brooklyn.
2 shots, gentlemen.
Taj Gibson.
2.
At the line for 2.
Foul on Antetokounmpo. Taj Gibson at the line. Brooklyn native.
Shooting 2.
Born and raised in Brooklyn, the Fort Greene neighborhood. Ended up having to move out to California before he went off to college. But pretty much a Brooklyn-bred individual. Able to make the first free throw. 2 points and 2 steals for Taj Gibson in the loss to Chicago. But of course, the thing about Taj is he's one of those players where usually what his worth to the team doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Able to get both at the line, so now the Nets have the lead. We have gone back and forth. It's been a fun one here early on from Brooklyn. Hoping there's more of that in store. The first 2 games here of the project have been blowouts. Abrinas for 3. Rattles out Monroe, who had a big game against Chicago, able to collect it. So he's getting to work right out of the gate. Travion Graham also in. Able to get past Abrinas on the screen, but now he's stuck on the block. Kicks it out. Delaney is open for 3. Collected by Monroe, able to put it back up and in. .350 left in the first. Delaney meets Abrinas on the switch off the screen. Simmons against Graham. Can't seem to get around him. Forced to kick it out for 3. Ojale with the miss. Delaney up the floor. Out pops Harkless, only player that went scoreless for the Nets against Chicago. Here's Gibson, can't get the shot to fall off the block. Simmons bringing it up the floor now. Abrinas by himself on the wing, sinks it. 1 point game again. 3:01 remaining in the first. Here's Monroe. Kicks it out, Harkless. Harkless can be good with those spot-up shots in the corner, but if he doesn't have the opportunity, it doesn't do him much good. Monroe able to get the shot off the fadeaway. Bissiere inbounding. Double screen, Simmons gonna go the other way and finishes strong. Just incredible out of Ben Simmons. He brought that ball down and brought it back up. Dominique Wilkins type of move there. Gibson up top, ball reverses to the other side. Here's Graham, gets the screen from Monroe. Graham has the opening. Now he's stuck. Harkless in the corner. Just like I said a couple of possessions ago, Harkless is good with those spot-up threes if you get it to him in the right spot. Otherwise, he can't do much for you. Labissiere by himself on the island against Monroe. Goes up and throws it down on Harkless. Back-to-back jams on the last two possessions. Raptors trying to set the tone here despite being down 2. You had Simmons finishing strong, and then you had Labissiere who decided to just go through people on that jam. Then Labissiere with the steal. Here comes Carter the other way. Harkless trying to stop him, and VC able to slow up. Oh, loses the ball, stolen by Gibson. Now Gibson's running the floor. Monroe's ahead, and that's going to be a kick out intended for Delaney, and it goes out of bounds. Gibson trying to do too much. Probably should have just went up. Might have ended up with a impressive shot there. Here's Ojale facing up against Gibson. And the ball works its way in, and the game is tied at 23 with under a minute remaining here in the first quarter. Delaney trying to get past Simmons. It's a tough task. Someone has to do it, and Simmons with the block. He didn't even look directly at the ball when he went up. Here's VC now, trying to take it coast to coast. Ends up getting fouled by Harkless. That's Hark's first. Carter at the line. Very long, distinguished NBA career, and it's not stopping. He's agreed to terms with the Atlanta Hawks, though he hasn't signed the contract just yet. First shot up and in. Been so long since he was drafted out of North Carolina, to the point that there are entire draft classes that are younger than the length of his career. Draft classes of players that have been playing that are playing in the NBA now. And of course, who can forget the 2000 dunk contest, as he's able to get both. 25-23. Seconds still ticking off here in the first quarter as Delaney walks it up the floor. Here's Monroe, turnaround fade. That's a mid-ranger. Maybe a little bit out of his range. Pushing it up the floor. Shot clock is off, so the Raptors have time to figure things out. Down on the block, here's Simmons. The turnaround hook shot doesn't fall. Collected by Monroe to Delaney, and that is the quarter. A very exciting first quarter. We've gone back and forth, and right now the Raptors have the upper hand, trying to send the Nets home here in the Novato Project. They want a spot in the group final. We'll be back with more after a quick break. Welcome back to Toronto. Raymond Sims here to bring you the second game of the East Group here in the Novato Project. Our farewell tournament to NBA 2K18 as we move on to a new era starting September 11th worldwide. Pre-order people can get it on September 7th. Toronto leading by 2 despite shooting 2 of 8 from beyond the arc. That's only because Brooklyn's 2 of 4. So fewer attempts, but same amount of makes. Abrinas misses off the heel of the rim. Leading scorers coming into the quarter here as the Nets are in the midst of a scoring drought. 7s all around. Devin Booker leading with 7 for Brooklyn, while Giannis Antetokounmpo and Ben Simmons have 7 in the first for Toronto. Harkless able to knock down another 3. That's going to put him in the leading scorer conversation soon enough. He has 6. Labissiere with the ball. Facing up Gibson, got past him, but kicks it out for Vince Carter. Not much of a dunker these days. He can spot up for a 3, but that one doesn't fall. Here's Gibson pulling up from mid-range in transition. And Carter with the rebound. Ojale underneath the rim. Can't find space, has to push out a little further, and that shot doesn't fall. Delaney facing up Abrinas. Turnaround fade, Monroe. He's been getting a lot of use out of that shot, but he's only converted one so far. But the Nets have a 1-point lead, 10.5 remaining in the second. Three-pointer from Terrence Ferguson, his first appearance in the game. .11 on the shot clock. Monroe with the screen. Green is able to work off of it. Here's Monroe. Oh, able to get some space off the post move. Just picking up where he left off. 6 points, 5 rebounds tonight. He had 19 points and 15 rebounds against Chicago. Carter with the screen with the opening as Gibson didn't hedge. But Gibson does get the board in the end. Graham in transition. That won't fall. Harkless with the putback. Got it. 5-point game. Nets trying to take control here at the outset of the second quarter. Ball to Ferguson. Athletic, but still a raw prospect. Long two if it's good. Rebound Labissiere, and he's able to put it back. 11 field goals made for each side. It's definitely a contributor to this even matchup we've seen so far. Gibson showing the young Ojale how it's done. And then Abrinas tries to jump in for the rebound and topples him over. Over the back foul. And the ball will go to Toronto. Or I'm sorry, to Brooklyn. Misspoke. 8:49 remaining in the second quarter. Kemba back in the game. Monroe facing up. Kemba with an opening and able to knock down the three. Lead extended to 6. Here's Murray. Oh, loses it. He forgot something on the drive. Here comes Kemba the other way. Able to finish with the impressive finger roll. And the Nets run continues. 12-2 run. Coming into the second quarter. 4 minutes strong. Carter, path to the lane. Kicks it out to Miles Turner. When your big man can knock down a three from the corner, you got yourself a weapon. Here's Walker going baseline. Another layup. Can't convert. So those points will have to be earned at the line.
Kemba Walker. 2 shots.
A look at Mike Malone, and right by him, his father, Brendan Malone. Both Queens natives. Father-son coaching duo trying to lead the Nets to a Novato Project title. Have to win, pretty much have to win tonight in order to at least have a shot at getting to the group final and by extension the championship, as we say so long to Vince Carter. Walker at the line, able to make the first one. Walker with 14 points and 3 assists against Chicago, and had an all-star appearance last season. Played 80 games, shot 86.4% from the line, 37-30. As the Nets are trying to extend their largest lead of the game. Here's Murray. Loses the ball. Able to recollect and score. Kemba by himself in the corner, and he can't convert. Now Dillon Brooks. He has the opportunity, and he can't take advantage either. Got to be frustrating for the coaches and the fans when they see that. Wide open threes, one for each side. The contested two doesn't fall for Towns. Brooks ahead inside to Antetokounmpo, but the exchange wasn't clean. Stolen by the Nets. Pushing the tempo here. A couple of defensive miscues by Murray in this game. Towns up top, finds Kuzma on the elbow. Oh, gets Giannis to bite on the fake and able to finish the layup. Impressive work there by Kuzma. Brooks for three, got it. Wasn't in transition, but able to make right as he's able to close the gap. 4-point game, 6 minutes remaining before halftime. Towns going to work, tries to float it in. Won't get past Turner on that. Brooks ahead to Murray, sees a little bit of daylight, can't score. Ball into the hands of Towns. Booker quick step back over Brooks before he can get a hand up. Turner ahead to Brooks. Underneath, lobs that in. That was for Giannis. Not the best pass. Towns was able to telegraph that pretty easily. So here's Kemba going to survey the lay of the land. Kuzma for three. Rolls off the side of the rim. Both teams going cold here. Murray trying to change that. Can't do it. Up and down we go. Great hedge by Giannis, able to stop the momentum from Kemba. But he gets inside anyway, blocked by Murray. Back up again and in. (41-35). 4:40 left here in the second quarter. Oh, simple handoff, can't be completed. Kemba with the steal, pushing ahead, past Turner, up and in off the glass. 15 points, 67% from the field. Kemba's hot today. Quick hot step, hard to stop Giannis when he starts charging towards the basket. Kemba kicks it out. Kuzma able to knock down the three. Had the presence of mind to get his feet set behind the line as he caught the ball. And then he was able to get good form and knock down the tray. Nets keeping the Raptors at arm's length, 9-point game. Murray stuck up top. Brooks baseline meets Towns and can't get the floater to fall. 3.5 left in the first half. See, it's a brutal stat line there for Dillon Brooks. 1 of 7 from the field. Kuzma's screen, double team off the screen, but the Nets able to work their way out of it. Kemba won't take the screen. He'll just knock down the three instead. We got ourselves our first double-digit lead of the game. 49-37 off the Walker three. And because of that, Jay Triano's going to call timeout. Dillon Brooks, 1 of 7 from the field. Rest of the team not doing so hot either. We'll see what they can come up with out of the timeout. This is the Novato Project on the Crucial Baskets Network. Coming up at halftime, our halftime report. You get all the stats and highlights from this game. I couldn't quite come up with an adjective just yet. It was a very back and forth first quarter, and now the Nets starting to take control behind 18 points from Kemba Walker. Murray trying to get into things. Giannis is the leading scorer for Toronto. Murray really has yet to get his offense going. Here's Booker. Way out to Walker. Pushing past. finds Towns wide open as Turner tried to gamble, tried to stop Walker. That leaves Cat open, and Toronto pays for it. The lead is growing for Brooklyn. 15 points right now. Simmons is back in the game. We'll see if that can neutralize Kemba. Coming out of the timeout, 7 of 10 from the field. 70% in this game, despite having to take on Ben Simmons. It's been impressive. Step back jumper, Devin Booker can't get it to go. Antetokounmpo gets it to Turner. And the ball picked up by Booker. You saw his stat line isn't very pretty. 2 of 7 from the field, but he can redeem himself. Can't get the assist there. Kuzma can't get the putback. 1.5 left here in the second quarter. Ball whizzed around. Baseline, kicks it out Turner. That's a long 2, and it's able to fall. 7 from Miles Turner. It's been efficient so far, but has not been utilized as much in terms of offense. Kemba step back over Simmons, off the backboard and out. Murray meeting with Ennis. Can't find a way to the rack. He has to kick it back out. 10 on the shot clock. Gonna be a post up here. Simmons has the advantage, but he loses the ball. Here comes Towns. Walker with the notion, but Kuzma's up top. Over to Booker. Pulls up and able to knock down the tray. 10 points for Devin Booker. Much like the game against Chicago, it was not a pretty stat line to get the points that he got, but those 20 points made a difference from making that loss a lot worse. But the Nets sitting pretty right now. They're the ones doing the blowing out. Shot clock is off. We'll see if Brooklyn even puts up a shot. They just might. Halftime reports coming up. Booker, oh, he's not done, but it doesn't fall. And that is the quarter. 55-39 as the Nets have taken control. 32 points in the second quarter for Brooklyn. And they'll want more of the same in the second half. Welcome back to Brooklyn. Here at the Barclays Center, the second game of the East Group here in the Novato Project. The Nets needing a win to stay in contention for the East Group final. And they seem to be well on their way to that as long as they can maintain their lead. Devin Booker trying to get things going for Brooklyn. He had 10 points in the first half. Walker leading the way for Brooklyn with 18. And Jamal Murray continuing to struggle offensively. 16-point game, and you can thank the 3-ball for that. 4-17 from beyond the arc was Toronto at the half. Just tack on another miss there. 18 attempts, only 4 makes for Toronto. And turnovers, 9 turnovers for Toronto. Brooklyn only has 2. And Brooklyn has capitalized off of that with 11 points off turnovers. And while shooting 57% from beyond the arc, going 8 of 14 from outside. Dylan Brooks 1 of 8 now with that miss inside. Towns to post up against Turner. Turnaround fade. Got the range, but wasn't able to get it to fall. Brooks with the rebound off the side rim. Murray pulls up in transition and into the hands of Kuzma. Ball almost lost in transit. Ball stripped away by Murray. Raptors trying to start something, trying to get that charge going, and Ben Simmons able to initiate something. 16-point game. Brooklyn outscored Toronto 32-14 in the second quarter after Toronto held the 25-23 lead after one. And Booker loses the ball, collected by Turner. So the Raptors making a more staunch effort on the defensive end. See if they can turn those turnovers into points. 16 on the shot clock. Brooks looking to inbound, finds Murray. And it's playing up on Brooks. Not much daylight. Underneath Simmons, off the backboard and in. 4 quick points here for Ben Simmons. He had 7 at the half. He now has double figures. First Raptor in double figures here. They need a couple more to help out the cause, especially Murray, who's played a lot of minutes but has really struggled so far today. Walker against Simmons. He's not afraid. Underneath Towns, kicks it back out. Booker, that triumvirate right there. It's going to be a key if the Nets want to hang on to this win. And Toronto's going to call a timeout as the lead balloons back to 15. 58-43, 9:11 remaining in the third. This is the Novato Project on the Crucial Baskets Network. 15-point game with 9:11 remaining in the third. Jamal Murray, 1 of 8 from the field, only 2 points to his name today. Raptors going to need more than that. See if he can recover here in the second half. 1 of 9 is Dylan Brooks. And now Jamal Murray is the same. Pass ahead, Booker over Brooks, and 1. That'll be 15 for Devin Booker. 5 of 13 from the field. $17-point game. Looks like all the Nets really needed was some home cooking, because it was a pretty brutal loss against Chicago. Only able to muster up 87 points. And yeah, here they are with 60 at the outset of the third quarter. And Booker able to finish off the and one, so Walker leading the way with 18, but Booker creeping up there with 16, 61-43, 8:44 remaining in the third quarter. Simmons between the circles. Murray out there for the curl, loses it. Turner right there to help him out, lays it up and in. 9 points for Miles Turner. Giannis back in the game. We'll see if he can bring some levity to the situation. Booker doesn't see much of an option, so he says, why not? And he knocks down the tray. Booker now the leading scorer for Brooklyn with 19. Ball whizzed around the floor. Dylan Brooks looking for some help. Runs into his teammate on the screen, but able to bail himself out with a three-pointer. That looked like that play was going to be a mess. But Dylan Brooks able to work it out. Only his second made field goal in this game, 2 of 10. Walker having a hard time getting around the center. Now he's double teamed, stolen by Simmons. Simmons gets past Walker and can't float it in. Here comes Booker pushing the tempo. Gets past Murray, pulls up, and the ball won't fall. Simmons with the board. Now he's sprinting. Stops just short of the three-point line. Brooks open from mid-range and gets it over Towns. Towns underneath, able to score. Back to a 16-point game. You see the amount of field goals made are about similar. But that difference is the three-point line. Nets have definitely been much more efficient from outside. They've been making the Raptors pay. But Simmons, he's still good on the block. He can get things done, and he's able to score on that possession. 14-point game, 6.5 left in the third. Ball to Kuzma. And another steal from Walker to Simmons. And Simmons finishing in transition. So Simmons clamping down on defense. And it's paying off on the opposite end. Raptors are going to need quite a bit more of that to get back into this game. But as we saw with the Lakers against the Rockets, it is possible. Murray kicks it over to Turner. Simmons in the corner. He might have to throw up a three. He gets a little closer and able to get the mid-range. Yeah, Simmons not the best shooter from too far outside of the paint. 0 of 11 on three-point attempts last season. So you don't want him chucking up a three because most likely it isn't going in. Booker for three. Brooks with the board. Game has been up and down, not a lot of stoppages so far. That's caused a backlog in terms of substitutions. Giannis to the rack against Kuzma. Gets the contact, not the whistle, and Kuzma comes down with the board. Booker with the opening. Oh, the pick and roll. Almost to perfection, but Towns is there for the recovery. And a timeout called with 4:35 remaining in the third, 68-54. This is Novato Project basketball on the Crucial Baskets Network. Four and a half here in the third. Simmons gets the ball. Abrinas, a little bit of daylight for three, and able to sink it. So the Raptors trying to get a run going. We saw them start off the game with the 12-2 run after the Nets struck first. Let's see if they're trying to get something in motion again. Delaney trying to push through, loses the ball in traffic. Now it's Graham's turn to cut inside, and he loses it. Here's Simmons. Ahead to Giannis, finishing with the one-handed jam. .350 here in the third. It's Travion Graham, and the ball's reversed to Harkless. Delaney gonna pull up from three, and the shot, not a pretty one. Bounced all over the rim, but eventually finds its way in, and it's a 12-point game for the Nets. And just before Delaney threw that up, as Giannis goes in, he throws it up and throws it down. But I'll say it now as Delaney brings it up the floor. In this lineup, it was really Greg Monroe who got things going out of the post. Because you look at this lineup and you wonder who's the shot creator. Why not just give it to the big man, old school style? However, the Nets taking a different tack with this lineup right now. Travion Graham with a three of his own extends the lead to 13. See if Giannis has any more emphatic jams in his repertoire. Gets inside, and he'll just Statue of Liberty lay it in. 9 points in the first half, 6 here in the second so far, 2.5 here in the third. Monroe sizing up. Pulls up. Offside rim. Ball to Abrinas. Can't get past Graham. Can't shed him with the Giannis screen. Vince Carter for 3. Off the side rim. And Gibson cannot collect the ball cleanly. So the ball will remain with the Raptors. Vince Carter, a former Net. That was the first team he was with after he left Toronto. He was traded after some disharmony with the Raptors management. So he ended up in New Jersey. He would go on to other teams. He's going to play for Atlanta this coming season. And the Nets have moved on to Brooklyn. Floater over Delaney, can't fall for Simmons. Under 2 minutes here in the third. Gibson facing up. Here's Monroe. Kicks it out. Booker. Abrinas able to recover in time. Otherwise, that would have likely been trouble for the Raptors. Here's Gibson posting up. Puts it up. And able to rattle it home. Abrinas cuts his drive short. Now on the wing, trying to connect with Simmons. And here it goes against Booker. Double teamed. Abrinas for 3. Got it. Just like Jay Triano drew it up, I'm sure. Double screen. Delaney doesn't dart inside. Instead, it's Monroe getting the ball. Under a minute now in the third. The Raptors have cleaned up their offensive play a little more here in the third quarter, but still a big deficit to overcome as Labissiere able to get the shot and the foul. Labissiere, 60 games with the Kings last season. A native of Haiti, but played high school basketball in the Memphis area. Went on to play collegiately at Kentucky before going to Sacramento. 80.5% from the free throw line, and you see it there. Escal gets the three-point play. Here's Booker. Runs into some trouble off the screen. Walker's been quiet here in the third. The Raptors have made the effort to clamp down on his efforts, but they're going to need him now. Pulls up over Simmons and can't get it to go, but Gibson's there for the board, and he can't get the putback to fall either. Shot clock is off. It's Labissiere on the elbow. He'll take it back out. Pulls up free throw line, collected by Gibson. And that'll do it for the quarter. Does the heave go? No. Off the front of the rim. Almost, though. So the Nets, not as big a lead, but they're hanging on here, ahead by 9 after 3 quarters. We'll be back with the final quarter of play after this. Welcome back to Brooklyn. Devin Booker bringing the ball up the floor. 9-point game. Nets trying to hang on to the win here to stay alive in their chance of reaching the group final. This is their last game of 2. They played the Bulls, and now they're playing the Raptors. And Ennis has his shot thwarted inside by Simmons. Ahead to Abrinas. He'll let it fly. Misses off the front rim, collected by Gibson. Last game of the East group was on Tuesday. And that'll be in Toronto. The Bulls will head up to the north. Hope they got their passports and some winning energy to secure a spot in the group final. Labissiere with the foul on Monroe. If the Nets are able to win, they'll definitely be watching that game closely. Because if there are any ties, things get determined by head-to-head as well as point differential if that comes down to it as well. But if the Nets win tonight and the Raptors win due to head-to-head, the Nets will still prevail. Monroe able to knock down the first shot. Second shot just as good for the 73.9% free throw shooter. Here's Simmons up the floor. Thought he saw an opening with Carter, but the pass is intercepted. 80-69. Monroe kicks it over to Ennis. Ennis for three. And he's able to knock down the tray. That's what he's brought in to do. Able to deliver on that possession. 83-69. Turner on the elbow. Finds Ferguson open for three. Might as well. Even though it doesn't fall. Ferguson gets the ball back. Back down to Simmons. Can't lay it up. Gets his own board. And he can't get that either. He'll have to earn that at the line.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Raptors, Ben Simmons. Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
Simmons able to make the first one. 56% from the charity stripe. Native of Australia, but played prep ball at Montverde in Florida before playing a year at LSU. And he's able to make both of the free throws on that possession. 83-71. Booker gets a little closer, but it doesn't help. Monroe goes up, and he'll draw the foul. It's number 3 on Miles Turner. Oh, Monroe can't finish off the three-point play. Here's Ferguson. He was dribbling, trying to find out what to do, and then Walker ends up fouling him. Murray back in the game here with 10 minutes. We'll see if he can finally find his offense. His teammates really going to need him here. Carter with the opening, pulls up, free throw line. Collected by Monroe. Here's Walker, sidestep, can't get it to fall. Still scoreless here in the second half. And Labissiere getting too handsy, the reach-in foul on him. And it's underneath. Monroe. Hop step. Doesn't have an answer. Here's Ennis. Ennis baseline. He's going to have to let the mid-ranger go. Collected by his defensive assignment. Three from Turner. Got it. Under 9 minutes here in the fourth. Walker for three straight away. Rattles out. Kuzma goes up, able to score. And Toronto will call another timeout here, down 13. Can't seem to turn that corner, but they're going to have to with 8:40 remaining in the fourth. This is Novato Project basketball on the Crucial Baskets Network. 8:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and the Raptors are trying to make a charge, but they've just been kept at arm's length by the Nets. It was a 9-point game at quarter break, but the Nets have pulled away here again. And the Raptors searching for answers. Oh, Towns had a beat on that pick and pop jumper. I was able to reject that. Impressive. Here's Booker. Booker, no one home, so he was able to stroll right in. He now has 21 here in this game, with Kemba Walker being neutralized here in the second half. Still has yet to score. Devin Booker has taken up the scoring load. Now he's guarding Simmons, but it's not enough. Simmons able to score. Simmons now is 19, along with 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a couple blocks. Walker had to chase down that pass, works around the double screen, and just picks up more defenders. They were able to shed it pretty well. Here's Walker. Inside, forcing the issue, doesn't fall. Turner pulls it down. Here's Dylan Brooks. He's had a rough shooting night, 3 of 11. However, he's had a pretty good stat line, 8, 5, and 2 assists. Or 8, 2, and 5 assists, rather. Just read my notes there. Nets controlling the boards here in the second half. Walker trying to get some scoring going. Can he reach 20? No. Ball reversed around to Brooks. Floater. Can't get the shot to fall, but he can earn it at the line.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Toronto, Dylan Brooks. 2 shots.
Dylan Brooks of the Grizzlies just completing his first season out of Oregon. Let me read this stat line correctly, because I botched it a couple of times. The last time he had the ball, but now he's at the line, so I can expound on it. 8 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, despite shooting 3 of 11 from the field. If he can get both here, if he gets the first to fall, he'll have a double-double, despite shooting terribly in this game. Oh, the second shot doesn't fall. Only 9 points now for Dylan Brooks. Here comes Kemba. Kemba still looking for his first points. A 2-pointer would give him 20. Got 18 of those points in the first half. And this, with some hesitation, works it over to Towns. Back up to Walker. Simmons has been hounding him. And it's been going the way you'd expect if a 6'10 man was guarding a 6'1 man. So Walker finally getting some touches again, but hasn't been able to convert his 2 attempts, while Simmons is doing just fine. Double team for Walker to Booker in the corner. Ennis inside. He stopped, gets it to Towns. The fader on the baseline won't go. Here comes Simmons up the floor. Nets in the midst of a scoring drought. Still holding on to a 10-point lead. Now it's on the block. Simmons going to go to work. But Kuzma's there to help. And that averts the crisis as Dillon Brooks is now in double digits. 11 points, 12 rebounds. So he is doing his part here for Toronto. Trying to keep him in the game. It's an 8-point game. Walker tries to put the moves on Simmons, but too much body to take on. And Kemba loses the ball. Here's Turner. Works it over to Brooks. Turner in the corner for 3 off the back of the rim. Oh, nice screen there from Kuzma. And it's not able to convert, and Towns can't collect the ball for the putback. Underneath, there is Giannis, and the bunny doesn't fall. Booker met on the screen. Now Towns with it, loses it on the drive. Raptors trying to take a stand here, trying to get back into the game. Three-pointer. And the shot doesn't fall. Now it's Walker in transition, and he finally gets his first points of the half. 20 for Kemba Walker, and it does put the Nets back up by 10. Murray still with 2 points. It has not been his day at all. Gets an opening, though. Walker with the handout, doesn't matter. We'll see if that turns into something. Ball underneath. Towns turns, hooks, scores, and the foul. And Turner with 4. That could spell trouble if Miles isn't careful down the stretch. Towns, one of 2 All-Stars here on the Nets, able to convert the three-point play. So he can shoot from range, and he can also get it the old-fashioned way. And he puts the Nets up by 11, trying to keep the Raptors at bay. Need a win to keep in contention for the group final. Simmons pulls up mid-range. No good. Rebound by Towns. Here's Ennis on the move. Walker along the perimeter, now to Booker. Kuzma wants it in the post, but something else is developing here. 6 on the shot clock. Booker loses it on the drive. Here comes Turner. Turner looks up, decides to pull up. Doesn't fall. Rebound by Towns. Walker in transition for 3. Rebound Kuzma, rejected by Turner. Dillon Brooks ahead. He'll pull up. Won't fall. Booker in transition now. He got it. And the sequence comes to an end with a Booker tray. A 14-point lead with 1:59 left in the fourth. That could have been the dagger. We'll find out soon enough. Here's Giannis, tries to work his way inside. Ennis stops him. He had some fouls he could give. Only his first of the game, so Ennis gonna stop Giannis hard, because usually pretty hard to stop a freight train. And Antetokounmpo will have to earn his points at the line. Antetokounmpo, the lone all-star on the Raptors roster here in the Novato Project. 75 games, almost 37 minutes per game, averaging a double-double of 26.9 points and 10 rebounds, as well as 5 assists, 4.8 assists to be exact, 1.5 steals and 1.4 blocks. First shots up and in. Antetokounmpo, a 76% shooter from the line. Pretty good inside, 52.9% from the field. The only place where he might still need some work is from beyond the arc, 30.7 last season. But if he starts shooting threes at a more efficient clip, the NBA is in so much trouble. 97-84, minute and a half left in regulation. Ball underneath to Booker, blocked by Turner. Great block by Turner, saved a bucket. If the Raptors have any slim chance of getting back in this game, they needed that block. Baseline out of bounds. See what the Nets deliver here. Pass it way out to Booker. He's double teamed. Almost loses the ball, but able to recollect it. Towns with it. Now to Ennis for three. Able to sink it. And that's most likely ball game right there. 16 points with a minute 21 remaining in the final quarter of play. And the Nets look like they're going to have a shot at the East Group Final. They're going to be watching that Bulls-Raptors game intently. That game will be on Tuesday in Toronto. So this lanky roster with Miles Turner, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Ben Simmons, they're going to need to bring all that wingspan up north of the border if they want a chance at getting into the group final. Walker lays it up and in, cherry on top. Only 4 points here in the second half, but he scored them when they mattered, Kemba Walker. 22 for him. Big night for Devin Booker yet again. Deflection ends up in the hands of Turner, and he's able to lay that one in with 35 seconds. Benches are pretty much cleared here as we close this one out if we get another stoppage. Nets going to hang on to the ball until they have to give it up. 102-86. So the Nets returning the favor from what the Bulls did to them, pretty much. Scored 87 in the first game, allowing 86 in the second one. And there you have it. It's another blowout, but this time it's in the Nets' favor. And they're probably just fine with that. 102-86, our final score from the Barclays Center. Glad that you could join us here for Novato Project action. Our next game in Houston, as the Suns will make their Novato Project debut. Hope you can join us then. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more information about the Novato Project on CrucialBaskets.com. But until then, I'm Raymond Sims. Have a good one, everyone.